what's going on my stock market bulls and bears? I'm your host Terry and welcome to the Ohio State. That's right. Big shout out to the boys on Saturday for getting the win. But anyway guys, back to the news here. Talking about the pandemic and what it is doing to our stock market right now. Look at this brutalness for today. Down $95, down 5% overall. Look at the dip that happened today. There was some small recoveries, but there's a lot of news going on, man, and that is what's causing all this chaos right now. And if we go here to Europe, it imposes new restrictions as the COVID-19 cases soar. And here it shows a waiter cleaning off tables outside. And it says here, a waiter cleans tables later this month after closing the Saint Germain to comply with the 19 restrictions, forcing restaurants, the French capital, to close. France has also imposed a nighttime curfew in Paris and other major cities to curb the spread of the virus. So all this news here saying how they have new regulations and social distancing rules are being introduced across multiple European countries in an attempt to stop the spread of the virus as a second wave of the pandemic accelerates across the continent. Europe reported more than 1.3 million new cases just in 1 week, guys. It is the highest single week count to date, according to the World Health Organization. Spain and France each surpassed 1 million cumulative confirmed cases last week, becoming the 6th and 7th countries to do so globally. Italy, Germany, Belgium, and Czech Republic, United Kingdom, are also experiencing record numbers, threatening the overwhelming country's ability to test, trace, and contain the virus. Polish President Andrzej Duda, he tested positive for the virus over this weekend as cases there have doubled in recent weeks. So, I mean, it is not looking good, guys, over here in the Europe and France area right now. As you can see, things is kind of happening really crazy, and it is causing our stock market in the United States to go a little boom, Titanic style, because people's like, are we getting the second wave in the United States? Are we going to have another March crash? So people is kind of fearful of that. So it says here, Europe's infection rate has been rising for more than 90 days, according to the European Center for Disease Prevention and Control. So they're talking here then, as authorities and experts worry the situation in Europe may soon spin out of control. Governments are imposing curfews and social restrictions in an attempt to avoid a full-scale lockdown that could hurt the economy and dim the upcoming holiday season. And here it says Spanish Prime Minister Pedro Sanchez declared a national state of emergency on Sunday, which included a nighttime curfew, possible travel restrictions between regions. Italy also announced new measures to curb the virus, the harshest since the lockdown in the spring, when the country in the global epicenter of the pandemic. So it's just talking here a little bit more how, Europe's going through it, the UK, Ireland, and everything else, man. Even says here, Wales began a 17-day lockdown this weekend, shuttering all non-essential businesses and requiring people to remain at home with a few exceptions. So it is really bad over there in Europe right now. And that is what is causing this right now in the United States for the market to go really bad, because people is afraid of us having a second wave and the market's tanking. So we're going to go over this here. It says the virus live updates. U.S. cases hit daily record. World Health Organization says controlling COVID may require sacrifice. So here it says the U.S. on Sunday set a new daily record of 68,767 cases on a 7-day average, according to CNBC analysis from the data of Johns Hopkins University. White House Chief of Staff Mark Meadows on Sunday acknowledged that the U.S. is not going to control the pandemic, instead pointed to the administrative focus on potential vaccine or therapeutic to manage the COVID, rather than measures to help migrate the spread. So they're talking about some developments here of possible vaccines, the new daily highs, the stock sell-off, and tipping points for the latest virus surge. And here is the daily new viruses cases per capita, 7-day average of the daily cases per millions by U.S. region. So if you look at Northwest, back in April, they had over 300 million. And around July, now they've been down around 50 million. And now in October, they're up here to about 100 million. So they're kind of, well, heck, out of all three of these charts, the Northeast is the lowest. And as we go here to the South, back in April, they were around 50 million. And then in July, they spiked the whole way up to 300 million. And now in October, they're around 200 million. And the West is actually looking the safest out of all three of these charts. So back in April, it was probably around 50 million. In July, it shot up to like 200 million. And right now, it's probably in October about 175 million. And the Midwest here, as you can see, back in April was probably about 75 million to 100 million. Around July, it did drop back down to around 50 million and then pretty much shot right back up towards the end of July to 100 million. And now in October, it is up over 300 million. And this source is from the Johns Hopkins University, U.S. Census Bureau, and this was as of the dates as of yesterday, October 25th. So the following data was compiled by Johns Hopkins University. Global cases more than 43.3 million, global deaths of 1.15 million, U.S. cases of more than 8.67 million, and U.S. deaths at least 225,495. So then they're getting in here to Pelosi criticizing for the surrender to the virus. And basically down here saying, head of the virus, she discussed with Secretary Stephen Mnuchin, and Nancy Pelosi accused the Republicans of giving up on containing the virus. The Republicans continue to surrender to the virus, particularly amid the recent wave of cases. It's official malfeasance, Pelosi wrote to the Democrats. So basically here saying the California Democrat and Treasury Secretary have tried to at least strike a real deal before Election Day of November 3rd. Their passing a bill within the time frame appears all but impossible. But despite both sides' professed desire to reach an agreement, they still need to resolve differences over virus testing, enhanced jobless benefits, and aids to states and municipalities and liability protections for businesses. So those are still pretty much some of the key things that are missing, because we know the Democrats want to give more unemployment and they want more aid to local and state governments. So that is kind of key things there that they are looking to want to get more of. So, man, this is pretty rough right now. Stock market's down, but you know what though? It's a great opportunity to keep buying in, man. It's just, you buy these good quality companies and you're just going to get your returns in the long run. It's just a no-win, but it's a 100% win, you know, in my situation, because I'm looking to buy in more, getting some money in the accounts. I'm going to purchase up some more. So let's just go a little bit more down here into this. So here it says then, Washington's inability to send new aid to Americans comes as the country saw a record high of new daily infections. Pelosi in particular targeted the Trump administration over what she called reluctant to adopt Democrats' plan for the national COVID-19 testing strategy. So that is pretty much it, man. A lot of crazy stuff going on. And right now, I'm kind of going on myself. My plan is to have cash ready to go, because I'm going to wait out these next couple of days, maybe the next week or two. I'm looking to possibly pick up that options call that I did a video on earlier today. If you didn't see it, check in my video history. LCA, GNOG, long options call for February 19th of 2021 at a $15 strike price. I think that's going to be a winner, and I think there's going to be some good gains on that option call. So I think that's what I'm going to look at on that, possibly getting a hold of that one. And other than that, kind of waiting to see what happens here at the end of the week. We got the big tech doing their earnings on Thursday, with Apple, Microsoft, Amazon. All the big boys are going to be reporting, and it's hard to tell what the market is going to do. So the best thing you can do is have your eye on the prize of which stocks you're looking at, and to basically have cash ready to go in your accounts, so that way then when the stocks you like hit a certain price point and they bottom out, you have the money ready to go to purchase in and get them at a steal. So, all right, guys, it's going to be for this video. Hit the thumbs up. Join the Thumbs Up Nation. Really appreciate you guys' love and support. I'll catch you in the next one. And remember to buy the dip.